We are talking about the second part of the textbook. I'm talking about paper 8B, economics 8B, financial management 8A. Earlier we spoke about strategic management, which is a combination with IT. This is another part which is meant only for 40 marks. When it comes to examination, as usually you will have numerical examples, guys. Focus on the numerical examples. I've gone through several papers in the past. Most of the time, these questions are with numerical examples itself. And out of 40, you would wonder to know the number as well. Sometimes this numerical example would be around 25. What the students are doing is they are focusing only on theory and ignoring this numerical example. My advice for you again, one more time, guys, focus on numerical examples. Try to practice as much problems as you can. The next point over here is you need to by heart the formulas. Let's say if you talk about national income in a two-sector model, national income mainly, we are talking about only two sectors, guys, household sector and the corporate sector. When it comes to household sector, they spend money on consumer goods and services. C. When it comes to the corporate sector, I'm talking about CS corporate sector, they spend money on capital goods. Now, if you try to recollect aggregate demand in a two-sector model, aggregate demand is equal to C plus I. Remember, we should always ensure that we find the equilibrium in the question itself, because most of the time the question is about equilibrium. How to find the equilibrium? Equilibrium can be achieved only when AD is equal to AS. In a two-sector model, AD is equal to C plus I, AS is equal to C plus S. That means C plus I curve should intersect C plus S so as to find out the equilibrium. Now you will be given with values for C, I and S, and you are supposed to calculate, you are supposed to find out the equilibrium point. The equilibrium takes place only when AD is equal to AS, and AD stands for aggregate demand and AS refers to aggregate supply. So you have to go through this national income, two-sector model, three-sector model, four-sector model. Ensure that you are dealing with these concepts with numerical examples rather than theory. And the next thing, every time you have to find out the equilibrium. Like we discussed earlier, in a two-sector model, AD is equal to C plus I and AS is equal to C plus S. That means equilibrium takes place only when C plus I is exactly equal to C plus S. When it comes to three-sector model, C plus I plus G, where C refers to expenditure made by the household on various consumer goods, and I refers to investment expenditure made by the corporate private firms, and G refers to public sector expenditure, which should be equal to C plus S plus T. When we are talking about government, we need to insert taxes into it. Then comes the four-sector model. In a four-sector model, AD stands for C plus I plus G plus X minus M, which should be equal to C plus S plus T. There is no change as far as aggregate supply is concerned, but there is a change only in AD, where C is equal to consumption expenditure made by the household on various consumer goods, which includes single-use consumer goods, semi-durable consumer goods, durable consumer goods, and the services. When it comes to I, investment expenditure made by the private business firms, maybe on raw materials, spare parts, components, machinery, technology, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to government expenditure, government may purchase consumer goods or it may invest in capital goods. Now C plus I plus G is nothing but three-sector model. Additionally, we are adding two more elements to it. X refers to exports, that is nothing but goods and services sent to other countries. M refers to import, goods and services purchased from other countries. Now AD in a four-sector model, C plus I plus G plus X minus M, which should be equal to C plus S plus T. There is no change in aggregate supply, even though we are dealing with four-sector model. Now equilibrium takes place only when AD is equal to AS. In a four-sector model, C plus I plus G plus X minus M should be equal to C plus S plus T. So what we are expecting from this chapter is, it's only numerical questions. So what I advise the students is, try to answer as many problems as you can, not only just in national income, but also in the second chapter, and mainly from money supply, where you are given with M0, you have to by heart the formula, M1, M2, M3, M4, NM1, NM2, NM3, L1, L2, L3. By heart the formulas, guys. Being a lecturer, what I have to do is, I have to by heart the formulas, right guys? This is a major part as far as 8B is concerned. So we are expecting around roughly, let's say 20-25 marks only related to numerical exam. 20 to 25 marks. I can assure you that out of 40, 25, 20 plus is from numerical example itself. Rest of the part is theory. Here you go. describe briefly whatever you want to convey. That's it, guys. I don't want to kill your time, spare your time. Only thing you have to do in the examination hall is, especially strategic management, you need to read the question thoroughly. You start the paper only when you understand the question itself, not about the answer. You all are so good at answers, guys. We are weak at reading the question itself. Generally, the students do mistakes in this area. What do? Is they jump into a conclusion and start writing something else. My advice is, don't write the answer first. Ensure that you understood the question as far as strategic management is concerned. Once you know the answer, start writing it. Make sure that you are inserting all the technical words. Don't write lengthy answers. It would create more confusion to yourself and more confusion to the examiner as well. Right, guys? Remember, they are not so experts. They are not subject experts, literally. They are good at the subject, not experts. But they are given with a key sheet. They'll stick to the key. So try to apply cool mindset. Right, guys? All the best. Thank you.